Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Nikki Starr and today we are going back to my shell build challenge and we have created a family. Hang on, let me get into game. They are all standing in the rain. This is the idea I've had for the family that are going to be in this household. We have here Violet Bradford. She is the sim that I created first with like the idea in my head. So I've got the idea that she's kind of slightly famous. She's been doing really well for herself. They've made a lot of money, which is why they've been able to move into this bigger house. She wants to become a world famous celebrity. She wants to take that fame up a bit more. I might cheat up her fame score at some point, but for now she's wanting to be a world-class celebrity. Then we have her wife Jessica. She wants to be a Zen guru. She's got a lot more kind of wellness behind her. Maybe she's a little bit more grounded than Violet is. And then we have their twins. We have Lacey, who is, she's got mental skills at the moment. I've put her down like a more of a bookworm kind of character. Maybe understands that they're in the limelight, but maybe wants to shy away from it a little bit more. And then we have Cade, who in his outfits is a little gentleman. In most of them he's got some kind of bow tie or tie on because he's just amazing. He is a lot more social, so he's a lot more about sort of seeing the path that his mum's taken and kind of following suit potentially. And we've also got Freddie Bradford. So this is Violet Bradford's dad. The idea I have in my head, because we have this large section over here that would work perfectly for like a little annex that's been added, because I've kept the sort of different kind of walls design so it looks like it's been added afterwards. And I like the idea that he's moving in with them, but I'm thinking maybe him and his partner have divorced and the partner's got the house. He was trying to work out what he would want to do, and then Violet said, look, I've got moving into this big house, we will, before we move in, we'll add a little annex on. You can come live with us and like look after the kids and stuff, because he's got the successful lineage aspirations. He wants to sort of help raise the kids, and he likes the fact that Violet has been so successful and now he can help and look after them a little bit more. And then we got Max, because I couldn't resist putting some kind of animal in this house. He's a little husky. He is beautiful, and we will be having to make sure we furnish so that the dog can actually live here. So that's the kind of household that I'm looking at now. I want to build with them there, but the rain is going to really annoy me, so bear with me. I'm going to jump out of here and get back into the normal build mode. Okay, much better, looks much nicer. Now, there are a couple of things that I wanted to do before we get too far in, which was one, put up some columns to this ceiling, because who was I thinking that is going to just stay up on its own? So let's go in and get a couple of those, and I think I might also get rid of the water features. I wasn't entirely sure about them last time, and the more I look at them, the less convinced I am. Was that kind of cracked? I'm not sure. No, I got a sense in my head that this is kind of new build now that I've got the characters in place and the idea that she's kind of an influencer and a kind of celebrity. I like the idea that they've built this themselves to some extent, so it's kind of all going to be new, it's all going to be suave and fancy, which is why I'm getting rid of those fountains, because I don't know what I was thinking last time. Do I need all of these lights? No, not really. That makes no difference. So what I do want to put out as well that I didn't put out last time is like some lounge chairs. And then I'm going to get into the inside and we'll come back to the outside a little bit later and deal with the fact that I've not landscaped at all. There aren't that many lounge chairs if I remember correctly. I'm not even sure entirely where I'd put them. I have a feeling like they'd have to go along here really, wouldn't they? But I don't know with the hedge whether you're really going to be able to manage that. Can I size? Oh no, when you size it down it's way too small. No. If you've seen my legacy challenge where I managed to not make the parents actually involved with each other, I fixed that for this. I actually spent the time to learn how to do it in CAS, and so now all the family are related to each other for once, which is nice. I feel like I want to have two a little bit closer like that, and then a table in the middle. I don't want to use this because I feel like, have I already used this? Yeah, I used it for the table over there, didn't I? I like this set, but it's pretty much the only thing I ever use, and I kind of feel like I should be branching out, but I appear to not be. And so we could even have the longer settee bit. Oh, I feel like we could have somewhere where we could put a couple of chairs. Yeah, let's have like a little seating area this end as well. I have the feeling that they entertain a lot, but also maybe that she does kind of videos and things out here, so she might need space to really get that to grips. Does that look weird being... Oh, it's in the pole. That's exactly what I meant, Sims, thank you. Other way around. I'm realising the error of my ways. Let's put I'll sort out the fact that it goes into the column in a second. Okay, and then I want another side table, but I don't want to use the same one. I don't want them to feel, because this doesn't feel as high end as although I don't think necessarily that Violet is massively worried about having sort of too much of the image of it. I get the idea that it shouldn't necessarily come from money, and so there's a little bit of I should be looking up to my status, but also a little bit of but I just kind of want stuff that's comfortable, and I want stuff that's nice and that the family also enjoy in some respect. I feel like I should also put another one over here. Maybe I do that instead. Maybe I do kind of in little pairs so that they've got some shade. Again, it's just going into the hedge just a little too much. Hoping they can still get in there. That's nice. And then do we have anything that's clutter based that works for like outside? To be fair, I haven't actually logged into The Sims probably for about a month now. And I do know that they have given us a few more bits and pieces, so I am probably gonna have never seen any of those. So if they come up, we will make use of them. There's a little, yes, this is what I was kind of thinking about, like a little, that's not an actual table. Okay, in that case we're going to try and put some kind of coffee table here if we can without it being too in the way. I do kind of like the idea that everything in The Sims does kind of work outside because it kind of has to. Ooh, I like that. Is that new? I don't think I've ever used that. It does kind of cut in the walkway a little bit. I'm hoping they'll be able to get around that, but then it feels a bit off, doesn't it, with the angle? Or we just put this to the side and maybe it's not that heavy and they can pull it out when they're all sitting round, but maybe they don't start with it. I always try and justify myself, like, realistically, how would this work? And like the idea of having like a little table that you put off to one side is like to give you enough space to walk around so no one's falling into the pool. But then, you know, if you've got company, you can bring it around. I might even end up moving this down here, but for now I'm not going to faff too much more. I am going to get rid of that. Now I'm not going to faff too much more with the outdoor. We're going to start thinking about some of the insides. So we do have some wallpaper that's lying around. I can't remember the original layout, if I'm honest, which I think is kind of good. I know that was a toilet, but otherwise I've got no real idea. So I'm thinking putting the door here, having this as kind of like a living room space. So I don't know whether to have like a big fireplace or like a big TV in there, but having that as like the living room, and then still putting the staircase where it was, I think makes the most sense, although I might put it over here. And then this is like a dining room space, and then this is like a big open plan kitchen, is what I'm thinking. So let's get some light on here actually before I do anything else, because I can't see a thing. I would normally just put in the saucer lights and then forget and leave the saucer lights in. I have a feeling though, if we're going with a kind of modern new build idea, these would probably be fairly good for that. I don't think chandelier is the way to go either. It doesn't strike me as kind of too chandelier-y. No, I think we're going to stick with these, and then we're going to go for some big windows. In fact, I'm going to go for the smaller saucer lights because I can't bring myself to use the big massive ones. And we'll use a lot of window, I think. I think the idea is a lot of natural light coming in. So let's do the windows and the doors next then for downstairs. I'm thinking, what size wall have we got? And we can't change that, so I want a big open door here, so I can go for the slightly taller walls because we have to keep them in place. Oh, that just feels too shop windowy. I want something like nice and, oh, not what I had in mind. I don't need the red carpet. I'm also not going to be aware of if I end up putting things back that were here before, because I have no memory of how this house is supposed to look. I would prefer this, but the colours just... The white there looks okay, but have we got anything else? You're much better. That's more what I was thinking. Yes. Although, do I have windows that are going to look like they work in any way, shape or form now? What about the Machino windows? Does that look really weird? Would it look weird if it's like all looking... they look a bit industrial, don't they? And that probably isn't what we're aiming for here. I'm just trying to resist just getting the big plain... big glass windows that I put in everything. Kind of want something with a bit more detail. Oh, do you have that bit like in a grey? No, that gives me the impression of like jail bars. I don't know why. Okay, this isn't working. These are the ones I usually would use. But where's the double-sized one? The eco ones. Or these? No, we're going to go for the big. I'm not entirely sure where I want these all. Actually, okay, let's think practically. This is supposed to be new build for them as a house. I understand the idea of having all of the light coming through, but probably not this side, because I have a feeling you'd worry a little bit about like the kids' privacy. So I feel like the living room might be more kind of cozy, small windows, and then this area is where all the light comes in. So let's make use of this horrible. Maybe we do that there. I know they still can have people sneak up and look in the window, but when she's world famous, that will probably be a problem for her. But for the moment, maybe she hasn't quite realised how far it's going to go yet. She doesn't entirely understand the idea that, you know, her kids are going to want some kind of privacy at some point, and this might not be the house for that. I may change that later depending on what I do with the kitchen and where I want to put counters and things, but I like that. Then for the little annex, I'm assuming he wants probably a little bit more privacy, and because this was built for him, he's got a lot more say in what it looks like. Maybe this has got the maraschino window. Maybe this can have a little bit more of an industrial kind of edge to it. We'll put those in for now. I might again move them around because I need to work out how that rooms would be cut off, because I like the idea that he has a completely self-enclosed unit. He can obviously come up and into the house, but he's got like a bedroom and a ensuite. I might put in like a little, I don't think I want a little kitchen actually. I think he just wants an ensuite, and then we'll put a door so he can come in that way. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to do the walls in here. I like the idea that there might just be a lot of white walls, and then maybe a couple of feature walls to it. But what I want to put in is I want to put in a nice big fireplace, because I don't often have the space to. She says, grabbing the smallest ones. Is there nothing that is this wide? That's what I was thinking. I'm not convinced by that. This is like the traditional one, isn't it? But there's something about this one that always throws me off a little bit. That is the best swatch of them. Maybe I don't want that then. Maybe I do want like a big massive TV or something. It's just that little alcove bit. It's a little bit strange. I'm trying to think what is the most vlogger like happy. I've got the idea that she's like a vlogger, YouTuber kind of situation. I think the sectional sofas might actually come into decent play here. Just bear with me while I think this through. No, this needs to come round, and then we have a couple more along here with maybe a chaise longue at the end. I have never claimed to be good at this. I just do it because it's fun. I don't know why that appeals to me so much, and it probably shouldn't do. No, that doesn't work really, does it? So I could either shorten it, put it more this way and put the big TV in this alcove, or put the big TV here and alcove in some other stuff. This. And have the idea that the living room is kind of designed around this big sunken in space, which we can then have a massive TV on. That's probably too massive. That's more what I'm thinking. You're a little bit far away if you're over here, and you're a little bit close if you're there though. Let's not be as excessive as we're being, Nikki. How about that? And just have it come around like that, but it's just slightly off to do that, isn't it? No, that works. And then we can put like a big coffee table rather than a TV unit, because there's some massive ones. Could actually make use of a massive coffee table. Why is it now I cannot find any of the big ones that I actually want to put in here now? Oh, we could do that. That's kind of nice. And then we could put like a gaming console on there. Put like a gaming, oh, not in yellow, that's probably a bit much. Put that in there, and then we could have a couple of nice plants either side. I'm gonna shimmy down to some of the more expensive ones and work my way up, but you're not ideal for right now, but I like you, so we're gonna plop you somewhere so I can make use of you somewhere else. That's gonna obscure the TV line immensely. That is a lamppost. I think I do need to buy the Blooming Rooms kit. I haven't managed to yet. I actually haven't bothered with many of the kits anymore. I did the industrial one because I did a review on it. I did the country kitchen one because I love kitchens, so anything that gave me more kitchens in the game I was up for. A couple of those. And now I feel like we either need bookcases or art. Let's have a look and see what bookcases we could get that look modern. Is it weird to have that almost kind of like a room divider? Oh, but if I switch this around, all the books look backwards. Yeah, that looks weird. That's not. I appear to be testing out a lot of weird things today. I do apologise. Come on, there's got to be a bookcase that works for this. So even the Dream Home Decorator ones aren't quite what I'm thinking, but I don't think I'm going to manage it. I could hide me a Baby Yoda somewhere, but that seems a little excessive as well. There's not much else I can do if I'm not going to put a bookcase in there. Let's put some artwork on the walls then. Again, I'm going to zip to the top because I can afford and work down. I don't want anything that looks like it's too massively historical. Yeah, that doesn't seem like the vibe either. So that's kind of nice, but it doesn't quite fit. What happens if I size it down? Does it... Oh. No, that looks really weird sized down. Oh, you have a grey one. Oh, the grey one's all faces. That's a little bit strange. It's just the colour doesn't seem like it would make sense here. I like the idea of that. We've got another one of those somewhere, haven't we? I do like the cluster of art kind of idea, because I want the ability to be able to kind of mirror between walls. I'm going to end up using this. I use this all of the time. We could even get away with putting 2 on either. Well, that's the same one. I knew I'd do that. Bottom one. Okay, I think what I need to tie this in together is a little bit of a rug. This doesn't feel very cosy, family-esque. Right, let's start doing stuff. We want particularly white. We maybe want some grey, some black, or maybe like a pop of a colour. Purple might work. Ooh, okay. I'm all up for that. Still feels a little weird, but I'm hoping when we add some more stuff in it might be better. So let's add some stairs in, because we need to be able to get upstairs, otherwise it's going to be a problem for us. So where do we want them? Do we want them coming up this wall and you come onto this and then we could move this balcony bit around? Or do we want it where they originally were, where they come up in here and then we just move that balcony around? Because I like the idea of having this open. I've kept that from the last time. I don't want anything too dramatic in terms of stairs. So I could put it there, but if I put it there, then any outside... Oh, I can't use that space for a door anyway because of what I've done outside, so that makes some sense, but it does cut off a little bit of the dining space, because I feel like this house should have a double staircase, really, shouldn't it? And that really cuts into this, so let's put that over there instead. Yeah, and then why does that do that? Why would you do that? Why would you get rid of that particular one and not the others? Oh, that is... Oh, super irritating. Okay, I think that's all we're going to be able to do with it. And then we'll do the same fence up here around the stairs. And then I'm going to knock out this because I really don't want that. And I do want to put a railing on because I do have kids. I don't want it on both sides, but I don't get options. So the glass just goes into the wall, which I guess works a little bit there. So there's still plenty of walkway around that. Let's look at the dining room. Again, we've got a weird little alcove, which might work in the dining room for a little bar of some kind. If I could do that bit in a different colour, quite like that idea. We put it along there, and then I might put this by the door. Is that going into the wall? Yes, very much so. Is there any angle where it would not go into the wall? No. Okay, dining space. That might be where we end up leaving it and do the kitchen another time. On a personal level, I love that. If you might be able to tell from the slightly darker makeup today and the lace, I'm in a bit of a gothic mood, and that would be beautiful, but that's not what we're here for. What's a big, modern looking... Oh, yeah. I think Harry's going to be the saviour of this, but we need this in a slightly different colour. I don't really want pure white. I don't necessarily want pure black now. I kind of want to... Oh, yes. Also, I haven't changed the flooring. Did I do that flooring? I quite like it. I'm going to keep it. Like that idea. So we're going to try and see if we can find some seats that match that wood, which might be a feat. I can't remember if... Oh, those don't look too bad. That's an option. I'm going to keep them out because I'll forget them otherwise. I don't think we actually got any chairs with this table. That's a bit darker than I want. I adore the fact that we got in stuff from CC creators, but the problem being Sim stuff doesn't match. Like the woods that they use in CC is so beautiful, and then some of the other woods are just a little bit plain looking. I don't know which I prefer, if either. I'm having a bit of a wobble with this now. Or, no, that's way too posh for what we're doing. I think we're going to go for these ones. And the idea is this is a big entertaining, so we're going to put as many chairs as possible. I get the feeling that we might put something in the kitchen for like the family dining, and then this becomes the kind of showing off kind of dining. Personally, I would hate to have a carpet under a dining table because it would always feel like it's going to get mucky to me, but oh, I could even think about getting them a butler because they could afford it. Do I hate that? I think I do. Do you have a different colour? Oh, or that? No, that's too bright. Maybe it needs to be slightly smaller. Oh, that's better. I like that. I feel like we could get away with putting something around now. We need something like artworky, or we could get away with a feature thing over here. It's just that there's nothing standing out to me today. I feel like I'm just faffing around now. Is that a little bit too extravagant for this family? This feels a little much for them. Yeah, that's a bit much. But I could make use of this wall because they can't use it for a door through. And everything just feels quite small. This is a big house, is the big problem really. Without separating more rooms out, it does feel like a a little bit much. Let's get in some kind of plants, she says again, knowing full well she's going to struggle to get plants in here again. Come on, dining room, sort of, oh yes. I'm going to be using all of the CC creators that were put into The Sims today. I want something that feels like, I can't even put into words what I'm aiming for. Like a big show-off kind of plant without being that. What about a small tree in the house? No. That's a no. I don't really fancy these because that's not quite the point. That is an actual plant. That wouldn't be in the house. So we might have to go with no. It's got to be something. Maybe that. Can I just tuck it in just a little more without it disappearing into the wall? Oh, you know what we could do? So we could do a mirror. Try to think of like, I need to stop saying influencer, but like the idea of having like a big wall for them to take photos on or something, and then what would the background of that look like? That could be quite nice there. Or we could go for we could get rid of this and go for like a big wall mirror. Because then in the natural world, that's a bit of a weird way of saying that, it would bounce the light off that. You know what I've just realised, I think is what's bothering me. This isn't in the middle of this wall. So I'm lining this up to the middle of the room, vaguely, but this is off. And if I was able to change the walls, firstly, I'd probably get rid of that, but secondly, I'd move that across. So for now, we've got I say cosy. It was intended to be a cosy living room. It still feels a little sterile. Maybe we put another mirror, but maybe one of the smaller ones. What about the big leaning one? Do you have a colour of that isn't gold? That could be nice. I mean, the world disappears through the window in The Sims, but in real life, you'd be able to get like a nice view out from that. Okay. In fact, actually, I might put another window. If I did that and then mirror between them. Again, lots of natural light coming in. I know I said about privacy, but I'm just going to go with something that looks good. I'm not going to worry too much. In which case, I might put another one there. No. For some reason that feels weird to me. That is it's only half of one floor. This is going to take a long time to get through this house because we're nowhere near done. So next episode we'll do the kitchen and maybe the dad's kind of annexy area, and then we'll start thinking about getting the kids some rooms and like some bedrooms for the Victoria and Jessica. I am going to warn you in advance, names I am terrible with, so I will probably misname them all of the time. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nikki Star, and I will see you in the next one.